Whenever my head starts to hurt.
You muted.
There we go. Thanks, Cengiz. Hey, everyone. It's Imani and River from Haven Earth Trade School. And we are excited to bring on a special guest and dear friend, Cengiz from Turkey.
Bodrum, Turkey, yeah. Cengiz is a Cengiz Kalchik. Does that say it right? Kalchik?
Yeah, my surname.
Yeah.
It's even in Turkish, it has no meaning.
You've given it plenty of meaning, though, that's for sure. Yeah, Cengiz is I would say he's a farmer now. But when I met him, he was a automation specialist in the tech world, and was always helping me with my tech issues. And really, he's been an inspiration, I think, for a lot of people, with what he did. And I always knew from knowing Cengiz from the very beginning, he was always very courageous and never, he faced his fears head on. And it was kind of he jumps first, thinks later, like, sure, we'll do that. It's never like wait there, let me think about it. Cengiz just like jumps right in there, and always inspiration. And really his project there, Lucky Spring Farm in Bodrum, Turkey, actually reminds me a lot of the landscape here as well, kind of in the mountainous regions. And in Bodrum.
So for those of you that don't know, we're here in East Tennessee, where we've set up the Haven Earth Trade School, and Cengiz and River met a long time ago, before us. And you guys kind of went viral with that, EarthBag video that I showed a clip of at the beginning, and you can check it out on our YouTube. It's had quite a few views. And Cengiz, we've been so impressed with what you've been able to do with Lucky Spring Farm. I mean, following you on Instagram. I know you've been following River for a long time, but you far surpassed us. And you're really what you're doing off there, being off grid. So we're finally here on our own land and inspired to implement. We're just beginning to implement a lot of the off grid measures that you've been doing. So I'm curious your story, because I hear Rivers all the time about how you met River, how you two met, and how this whole thing came down.
Okay, I think it was 2016 and 17 in Kazakhstan. We had the luxury hotel project, and then the Paul was working there as an architect, and then I become a technology consultant for that project. And then, in the project, we already get along together, because there's not too many people around to befriend, actually. And then I remember very well that it was the opening time. Just before 1 week opening time, I was already looking for a land, suitable for the a permaculture, looking for salt and then steps, and anyway. And then I get a call, people just send me some pictures about a land, which is really nice, which is really what I was looking for. And then I get a 2 days off, come back here, Turkey, see the land, board it, and then go back for the opening, because we were working really in a hectic, it was a hectic time for us working.
Sure.
And that time I remember the one night in Paul's house when we were walking the project, I show him, hey, look, I bought a land like that in the middle of forest. And then I show him also my prefabric houses, which I design. Look what I'm going to build there too, with my mom, and then I'm going to live there off grid. And then he just screamed me about it. What is this? If you're going to be in the nature, you should be living in a natural house, an ecological house. But I had no idea in that time that what is it. I never seen a super adobe house, nothing. And then he showed me, all the techniques, even in, I think in Africa, South Africa. He was in a project. He showed me the houses, and then I said, okay, it's really nice, but I can't do it alone. I said, only if you can come, we can do these houses. Otherwise, I'm going to do my prefabric house because I'm not an architect. I'm sure alone I cannot do that. In that time, yeah, the project was going hectic. The month passed. I come back Turkey. Actually, he said I will come, but we didn't really believe him. Like who would come to Turkey to this house in the beginning with my mom? We go and then even bargain for the prefabric houses. But April, like around this time, I think it was end of March, April. He said, "I got a ticket. I'm coming to Bodrum."
Wow.
And then he came.
So he's a lot like you, Cengiz.
Yeah. I was too lucky to have him actually here. And then in that time, he came here. We didn't even stop. We just started the project. I remember that he came here, the Paul. He did almost 1 day meditation. Actually, the right here where I am sitting, but there was nothing, only the grasses here, the green forest and grasses. He did 1 day meditation, and then he said, "We're gonna do the house here." And I always say, I know it. That's the only place we can do. But after that, he did the plan. I actually changed.
Yeah.
In the beginning, because we were planning to give it with a workshop, build this workshop. So we made a really small house, like maybe even 40 meters square something. Then my mom saw the design. He said, "No way, like, we are not used to live in that small space, no way." And then in a farm, actually, she was right, Paul. In a farm, you have too many equipment to stock somewhere. Anyway, even I am living in a kind of minimalism here. Still, for the farm, you need space somehow. And then, let me show you. Sorry, it's just behind me.
There's the tree.
We go in a Russia, in a forest with a candlelight. He did this.
Oh.
Like exactly model of our house now, like exactly like the same one. And then we said, okay, let's do it. And then we said, yeah.
It made me sound like a
hippie. Wait, so Cengiz, he was there. Then he went to Russia and then came back. He did that tour of Russia and then came back to Turkey.
Yeah. It's only 1 week, something like 10 days. And then the reason he went to Russia is actually to see the super adopt village, I think.
Yeah.
And then after he saw that, that's what I understand. He get another another view of super adopt, and okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
Well, that's
yeah,
good.
that's what happened. And after 6-7 months, I think we were here.
That's not quite exactly how it went in my world, but it sounds good.
I only mentioned about the happiest times. Like, it was a big struggle.
Yeah, I was traveling.
It was
so
a big
much
challenge. There was nothing here. We had a limited money. Even the people asked me actually, like, how much did you pay for architect? I said no. Actually, he paid all these woods, like, to finish the house. Like, see this. Remember, Paul? Yeah. I had no money. Like, we used credits and thing, like no work. And then, he was really willing to finish at least the seating, everything, close the house. He helped me a lot. Again, it was a big struggle. There was nothing here, no water, no electricity, nothing, like nothing. And then I am really away in the middle of forest, like away from like 6 kilometers from the biggest village. You can find like a market, groceries. Like even like maybe around 50-60 people changed for the workers, like laborers. They promised to come. I remember like in the beginning, like we even handshake with the guy master that tomorrow I'm coming, 8 o'clock we are there, like 9 people. Okay, we are 7 a.m. We are there with Paul to prepare, but 9 o'clock no one came. It's like 10, no one. All day no one. They never answer us again. So the many people changed their labors. Of course, it gets stressful because it was our money was really limited. And then it is hard to manage the Pole doesn't know any Turkish, the workers knows only Turkish, and then if you don't tell them anything, they never work because
Right.
the time goes longer, the more money they will get. So they're using that, abusing it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Don't worry.
I
An
was the only
international
one
problem.
guy to go manage everything, to go to the bottom, make the frames, blah blah, get the stuff. In that time, Paul trying to tell them what to do. Yeah, it was really. I can say that it was stressful. Actually, that's why this year, this a new spread up house I am doing, we have no labor, only with volunteers. We have no time limit. Everything goes slow and then without stressful, only laughing. After here, I got my
Mm.
lesson.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
For sure.
that's why it makes it beautiful. All that challenge, all that stress. We fight even a lot with Paul. Yeah, I remember he had yeah, but it makes it that challenge and then hard stuff makes it really beautiful now for me. That's
Oh,
make it real beautiful story. Yeah.
that is a
Yeah.
beautiful story. And I'm curious, Cengiz, is it become like a landmark now where people come, obviously, just to see it? Because you
Yeah,
have guests there.
yeah. And then, we have actually last 2 years we get really popular, not just in Turkey, also all around the world. I
Mm-hmm.
have from all around the world. I have volunteers like a workawayers, let's say, from that kind of internet sites, websites. They're finding me, and then also I got many professors, architects to see this
Mm.
house because it is the first super adopt house and the biggest one in Turkey still.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, the many students, architect students, interior designers, and many people actually they're visiting me. They're coming as a volunteer.
Right.
Many people come for just one day to see the house, the technique, everything. And then now we are building a new spread up house, and then people are volunteering like crazy to
Right.
learn the technique.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the kind of beautiful thing about it, right? Because I'd never built anything before physically, really. My
Yeah,
background's
me too.
architecture, right? My background in architecture, your background being in tech, you know, um, you were kind of like nervous to be building. You were like, I don't know, like, you kind of didn't know which end of the hammer was the one you used, really, at that time, and not like I was that much more knowledgeable. My dad was a kind of carpenter, kind of, at building a home and stuff. So I learned some stuff. I know your father's a surgeon, so wasn't really his specialty either. Um, but I think the thing that's really kind of profound about your story, Cengiz, is just how it's like an example of just like going with your dream, you know, like
Yeah,
going with your dream and just kind of trusting somehow that you're going to figure it out. And I think that's a beauty of it. Like, I think now the project's being in magazines, it's being in the international news. We had, I remember when I was there and we did that little workshop on the plastering, the international Turkish news were out there with the reporter, and we had, that had her patting cow shit by the end of the interview. And I think this is the
They
challenge
make
for.
it permitted.
And yeah, right. They remember Cengiz went to the town in Bodrum to ask for permission, I guess, and then the mayor, I think, told you, right, just Cengiz, just you're in the middle of the mountains, just go do it. And then think, he was thinking that there was no one's going to even see it, and then everybody saw it on international news, and the mayor's like coming to you like, Cengiz, please take the permit. Like, we changed the regulations just so your house could have some permit because everybody's seeing it. And I think it's the power of doing stuff like this. You know, we if you had to build a metal building, you probably wouldn't have that kind of interest, right? You wouldn't have had
No way.
No way.
you wouldn't have
No way.
all of what you've got now. You'd probably just be kind of like trying to do a permaculture thing, and people might come for the permaculture, but really the super adobe and the structures are what inspires a lot of people, because we all need a dwelling, and a lot of people are challenged by the finances to make it happen. And also it's a challenge to find contractors. It's a challenge to find people you can trust to build your house, unless you're just buying something that's already built, or you going with a developer kind of thing. And we all know that they're pretty toxic boxes. They're pretty unhealthy structures. And you know, and then you're indebted to the bank and all that kind of stuff. You know, I think what, you know, I don't know if you can show out of your window maybe the land you have there, because, you know, one amazing thing was, you know, like there's not a lot of water in that area. And I remember Cengiz was like, you know, he had the dowser come out and check for a well area, and then they came and drilled the well and found water, and that was a big surprise, right? In the area that you found water so quickly. And then
Yeah, actually, we knew that there's a water, but we didn't know. No one knows to figure it out that it's gonna like gush up. We find the spring.
right, and then we named it Lucky Spring Farm, because it's just this continuous spring that's making your land super fertile.
Amazing.
You know, I think
Those are our crazy cows in the background.
and the bulls. You know, what a question for you really is like, what?
Well, is there anything more about the water? Because Cengiz was saying about the importance of water. And one of the reasons we came to Tennessee, Cengiz, was because there's a lot of water here. And, you know, water is so important, because a lot of people here, I don't know about where you are in Turkey, but like people are talking about getting back to the land. And so we do a lot of workshops and trainings around how do we return to the land. And as you know, River looks at things from as an architect, but more of a permaculture kind of viewpoint of like meditating on the land, getting tuned in with the land. Like, where's the best place to put a house on land? Because a lot of people don't tune in, even though they're talking about going back to nature. When they get on the land, they might be in, you know, toxic structures that might not even be that healthy, or putting them in places that might not be conducive to the land, you know, because when you're running like a farm and operation, there's more to it too, right? There's a lot more structure. So it's like looking at the layout of the land. And here we're kind of implementing some Vastu principles, but there is a specific way, because we've had a lot of people who have looked at land that don't have access to water. Like you kind of set yourself up for things, and you did get really lucky with that lucky spring. That was, you must have intuitively knew there was something magical there. But it would be much harder if you didn't have that water, right?
Yeah, but actually we design everything as if we are like really have no water. Like in Africa, yeah, like we were lucky that even right now the Bodrum center, like the city, is really have a big pain of with no water, like in summer specifically. And I know that even in the future that water can go, like no one knows like how long it's still gushing up winter and summer. But we design everything. I'm still designing everything, like a rain harvesting, everything, like how can I use my water like much efficiently, everything. Because I think it's the future, one of the future problems we're gonna have. Because it's also, if the city has no water, the like municipality is coming and then drilling the mountains, suck the water, or like take all the water, and then it's dried everywhere.
Right.
It's gonna happen.
Right.
So you're preparing.
Yeah.
Well, I think the preparations is like, you know, and these are all things that you're just kind of tackling as they come up, and we do, right? All different kinds of things come up that you could never really expect necessarily.
Like we have too much water. We need to be able
right, we
to
need to manage the
manage
water.
how the water goes through the land because it can
Same. We paid a lot. Like we did a big trench 5 meter deep with Paul because we have too much water. Like our basement gets like a kind of become a pool, like turn into a pool because of the like the pool, water coming from the ground.
Yeah, it's better now.
Yeah,
You don't have issues.
nothing, no issue.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted to kind of like for the people who are watching, you know, maybe they're thinking about they want to do something similar. They want to, you know, get off grid, get back to the land, but they're not necessarily sure how to go about it. And my experience was that, you know, I was in the architecture world for 2 decades, pretty much designing high-end stuff and then moving into more project management side of it. You know, I did, you know, I had resources financially, but I didn't have skills and stuff like that. So I went and did a natural building workshop in Africa for like 10 days. And that 10 days was so empowering to learn these kind of skills. That like with the super adobe, it's not like having to be, you know, like a veteran carpenter or someone who frames houses and all of that. It's a level of skill that I think is accessible if you're willing to put the time and energy into it, you know, and I think that's good for people to understand a little bit is you know, like actually there is another, you know, there's another pathway other than the conventional construction pathway, that is kind of more accessible to do DIY. And you know, we're gonna be hosting a workshop in a little while in May, and we're gonna be doing the Hempcrete because obviously Hempcrete's near and dear to us, but also we're gonna bring in some of the super adobe, the EarthBag or EarthCrete as Imani keeps calling it.
Oh no.
Kind of mixing up the aircrete, and I kind of like how from that experience when I did one workshop and then I came and taught you guys basically, right? And we kind of managed, you know, and kind of
Built the largest super adobe house in Turkey.
right.
River tends to do things like that though, Cengiz. You should, I can't wait for you to come and visit us here in Tennessee because we would love to have
I'm
you.
trying. Will come anyway, eventually, let's say.
Yeah. But for you, like, did you like share like how that empowering has transformed things for you in that way? So now now you're a farmer. Now
learning it, and because you're doing
Right.
workshops too, Cengiz, right? You're teaching
now
people.
you're teaching it.
Right.
Yeah, it's nice. And then before I start saying that answer that, it's nice people are coming here to learn in permaculture and like a natural house. They're all good people. Like I think because that kind of the people have that kind of things in their
Mindset.
mind.
They want to do something good,
they're all
right?
Yeah, because I was too suspected, like thinking like what I'm going to do with 10, 15 people, like are we going to go get along when we're building this? But it go without really nice, like let's say. And yeah, when I also last year we get like a really big earthquake in the east of Turkey, like it's definitely like a get flattened all the like around 5 cities, like thousands.
Right.
And then when we started building the house, we decided, okay, let's call everything free where people are coming from the east, because many people had no houses. And then I saw that when they leave the workshop, even the small, like a shortest 1 week, they stayed 1 week, like shortest time. Even some people stayed 4 days. Like they were really like convinced about that they can do their house somehow with a small help still. Because like I can say the same thing, like because we finished this house with Paul, we saw everything, all the mistakes we did, blah blah blah. then I can really be assure myself that like I can build the new one. And yes, I'm putting, for example, everything on YouTube how to build it, but your hands needs to be on the structure, the sparadrap, to really be able to build for yourself, like.
Yeah.
And then
I think-
teaching that like you pass me the technique, now I am passing the people who needs. It's really like it's really, how you say,
pass it forward, right? That
Well, it's a kind of a mentorship model, like a natural way of learning, like the apprentice, right? And it was normal for us to build our own homes back in the day. We've done a couple of workshops together, River and I, since we met. It's been several. We did that. There's our tiny hemp home back there, Cengiz, with the beautiful setting. You see it? So we finished that one. We did that workshop in December and just finished it. We'll be renting that out for guests this week, the first guest, so people can come and experience tiny hemp home. Yeah. And then we're doing the training in May. We're going to be, I'm just going to put, if anybody's interested in what we're doing here at Haven Village, I'll put the website up there. And Cengiz, I put your Instagram, Lucky Spring Farm. I don't know if you have a website. I know you're on Facebook, but pretty much Instagram.
I don't have any website. We have YouTube, Instagram. We are on all social media with Lucky Spring Farm.
Okay. I put that up there because I think Instagram has been one of your main platforms. But when we're doing the trainings and YouTube, so we've got this one, we're doing the Hempcrete and EarthBag, but that's what I've seen is that people have come through. We have had some people that started with us and are coming back as our trainers or doing workshops in their own area, different regions of the United States. So it's been really awesome to be able to show people these skills and see them carried on. So, I mean, you're like the ultimate example of that. But that's the idea. Obviously, this workshop that we have coming up in May is going to be teaching people how to hemp for sure with this Hempel, which is our Vastu structure. It's our first permanent structure, but we're starting to build our first 4 of the 12 hemp homes in our pioneer village this June. So we're actually looking for people who want to learn how to hemp that will work with us on our projects, because we're going to be building many residential homes over the next couple of years. So not only are we teaching them, one of the things for us is really about creating an economy, right? And whether they go build their own house or they come and, work with us on building a few houses and then go build their own house. But to be able to turn that around, come to a workshop and then create an economy around that, particularly here in the US, I think is really dynamic when we're really trying to get that, because we're kind of out there, not as far as you are, but there are surrounding areas, and we would love to impact the local community too, to be able to create a viable, career.
Right. Yeah, I think, and when we talked fairly recently just about Hempcrete in Turkey as well, actually, and how you have interest in bringing Hempcrete to your project. Where is that at now? Because I know that the architect Asla, who we both know, and she's been to your property a few times. She built something right in Turkey with hemp.
She did with only the one wall, actually. It's like a kind of hemp plastering, the hemp wall, actually. Yeah, the first one. The thing is now the Turkey start growing hemp, but industry, they don't process it too much. They just sell it to so it is hard to get where we need. And then the second thing is the transformation, like transportation, to bring the hemp where it needs. And otherwise, if you order the hemp from outside the other countries, it's much expensive than even the spread up. And I think what we are planning now, I am focusing on other projects, but when I'm more free, actually we're trying to buy a huge land to just grow hemp just for this purpose.
That's a great idea.
With our mutual friend.
Yeah, well, that's part of the challenge. You know that when River did that house, he came back to the U.S. after your project and did the house in Mendocino County that also got really popular. Was that they shipped that hemp in from Europe and it was expensive, but now shipping prices are even more crazy. So even for us, shipping across the country is a lot, and it's a lot. Like, how much hemp are we? What? Tell people how much hemp are we talking about? It's a lot of hemp.
Yeah, I mean, we're bringing in the next month about two tractor trailers full of hemp.
How many pounds?
Already processed, about 50,000
Yeah,
pounds.
the thing is with the hemp, it is light.
Yeah.
So the volume is too much. Yeah, like
exactly.
And then doesn't matter. It's still same transportation, big volume. Like that's why it is really expensive.
Yeah, and we're trying to get people growing in this. We're in the East, so we want, obviously to set up a processor and growing near us, which is different by states. They're starting to legalize, so there's interest in that. But yeah, the shipping can be very cost prohibitive. But once you're ready to hemp, we'll have to make a trip out to Turkey. I want to see Lucky Spring firsthand and experience it, the magic of it myself. So I can't wait to, once we're not so busy over here in Tennessee. You probably feel the same.
Oh, when you just establish a farm, you will be always busy now.
We've already done
you
that.
You will have no time. Even before me, for example, in the even hectic time, I can say 2 days, I'm just running Turkey for 2. Now I have no time. Like, I have animals and stuff. Like, it's a little bit more hard. Like,
yeah. How is your life? How's your life, Cengiz? I mean, I think you're off grid. You have your own satellite. You have your own water. You have your own power. You have you have the solar hot water on the roof there to heat your water. You pretty much have everything you need. But I mean, one thing that I think people struggle with coming back to the land is how do they make money? How do they keep financing things? How have you managed to kind of keep things going in that way? I mean, I imagine you sell some of the things you grow to support that. Is that the main thing, or are you still able to do your kind of your tech stuff and what you had a career in?
Yeah, let's say that like a 30-40% of my life, like still I am working as a the consultant. I'm doing the luxury yachts here, the automation. But the thing is that
the off-grid super Adobe home. That's
my aim was first thing is cut the expenses. Even in Turkey right now, the food expenses is really too much, the groceries. So I said if I can grow my food, which is happening last 2 years, I can grow almost not only my family, my mom and dad, and then 3-4 families I can grow last 2 years. It's really even we are doing whatever we grow in summer, we preserve them for winter, tomatoes and stuff. We just process them so it's going really well. So first thing for my idea, if you want to go the off grid, if you spend all your money there, if you're not rich already, because when we start here, we spend everything here. We had nothing to go. First thing to cut the expenses, and then still make some works to get money, and a small whatever you like. You should get a small income, but when you really cut the expenses, you don't need a big income.
Right.
I'm only paying for gas here. Yeah, I'm only paying for gas here, it is really expensive. If I have an electrical car, probably I'm not gonna pay for anything. But that's all. Right now, I can really every day I can feed myself from the garden, and then some dog food. Actually, I'm spending also for my.
You got too many dogs now.
Yeah, one of them I just lost last week. I think heart attack.
No.
The youngest one, the newest one. You don't know him, but yeah, the star is with me. The Chili, and then 4 cats. I have 4 dogs, 4 cats now.
Wow.
Yeah,
chickens are on the way.
Oh, you don't have chickens yet?
No,
Animals?
I did the chicken coop. Got the idea from Paul, like a hexagon and a sexagon, the chicken coop.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
really? We may have him build one of those
but
here, Cengiz.
the dog, the lucky just died last week. He was suffocating the chickens and then brought to me like, hey,
Oh,
Cengiz, I have a
Oh
chicken for you.
no.
Yeah, he was going to the village getting. So I was too afraid how to manage like between them. But now he's gone. I think I'm gonna get the chickens in 1 month.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Cengiz, we already have a farm because we have goats and we just had 2 sets of twins.
I saw it. I saw them.
So we
Yeah,
have
please tell me.
3 to 7. We have 2 cats. They were kittens, 2 dogs, but ours are Great Pyrenees. They protect the animals so they don't eat the chickens and dogs. And then we have we inherited some cows and chickens, but we're up to like 15 chickens we get like and ducks. So we get 1 duck egg a day and 14 eggs right now. So that helps.
But how many people are in the farm now? How many people working?
We have about 5 of us here right now, full time.
So we have enough eggs, more eggs for everybody. We're always getting creative with how to eat egg dishes.
And we have people
I'm mostly
coming.
alone.
A
Yeah,
what?
I'm mostly alone for farm works. I'm mostly doing all the works alone, like all the animals and chickens,
Well,
except the volunteers by time.
Right.
River doesn't do any animals. He just builds and designs, but
And buy
it
materials and
it does help to have extra hands if you're going to do animals for sure. So
yeah. It's like the kids, like you have a new child, like a new responsibility. That's why sometimes I'm getting like really afraid to have a new animal, like. But it's coming slowly. It's coming slowly because actually in the beginning, I was working more than this, like maybe 60% of my time I was giving to my the work, like a tech stuff, to get more money because the farm was still that time need to spend money on it.
Right.
So when the farm is settled down more, I work really less, like.
And that's one of the advice that we give people when they go to the land, because a lot of people get a lot of animals really fast. We did it gradually based on the number of helping hands we have, like because we're presenting 2 different weekends this month and we have to leave for a couple of days, so we need to be able to make sure that we can continue to do the things that we need to do as well. So it's really important for people getting back to the land to have a strategy around how they're doing it. And I like that you're, kind of taking step by step and very practical, knowing what you can do, pushing yourself enough, but and getting a lot done. And I think it's great that you're inviting people to participate and come there and learn from you, Cengiz. That's such an amazing opportunity. If anyone's just tuning in, I put the link up there, but you can follow Lucky Spring Farm on YouTube and Instagram and go visit Cengiz yourself. That would be fun. I know we're getting, I'm going to put that in here. Let me see.
Well, we definitely hope to get out there. But as you know, it's not easy to leave. And I imagine for you, it's even harder because
before the farm's getting bigger, more work's happening. You should come.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think I'm looking forward to seeing the progress of your next EarthBag structure, the domes that you're building. And I know it was kind of a design that we kind of worked on together way back that we never did, but now you're getting to build that as a second structure. Maybe we'll get to stay in that. And and I really hope, because you saw the Hempcrete when you came out to California. I had Cengiz come out to California when I did that project in Mendocino back in 2019. And Cengiz came out because we did that house automated. We automated the lighting and did all of that kind of stuff. So Cengiz helped with that. And that's a great thing about, actually, I forgot to mention, Cengiz, you should show them some of your automation that you have on your natural building home there.
Yeah, I still have them.
So he's got the whole house, the automated little glass touch panel. So so all you people who thinking all you people thinking living off grid and being in a natural home is like going back to the Stone Age with candles. Cengiz has got the automation, he's got the dimmers and the sound system. And what else you got on there? On the shower, I think you've got temperature control from your solar off water heater. Like,
it's like, because I'm off grid, I'm controlled. For example, at night we never use our hydroforce because like I don't want to press the batteries too much. Like we don't using the high wattage, high power devices at night. I automated them. Like if there's sunny, the hydroforce is working. The otherwise shut down. Like because otherwise you kill your batteries really quickly.
Right.
So I'm using the automation to really use the electricity efficiently, because I only depend at night on batteries. So I need to control them. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And are you using any automation on your growing systems or anything like that?
Actually, I get like a standalone, like a dripping automation devices. So from the Lucky Spring, I did like a huge pipe all the land, and then I go left and right wings, and then with taps, and then each tap I have like a automation timer, dripping timer systems. It's watering the dedicated area for each steps. So yeah, that's one of the crucial thing for permaculture, to have not really flat the land, to control the water like that freely without using any pumping stuff. Yeah.
Right, because you're kind of at the top of the hill there, and all of your food's down.
I was too lucky to we have the water on the top. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it goes. All the gravity is helping us to watering all the land.
Right.
That's awesome. We have a course online called the Mitlighter Gardening, and it uses, specific nutrients. But the other main component of that, Cengiz, is the drip water system, that you only use what you need. And that way you can really conserve a lot of water. And I think it's 1 minute of watering in the morning and at night, and even in a climate where we were before, like Texas. So we've had a lot of effects, but same here with the water. We have a gravity control coming from our well at the top of the hill. So using those different aspects of the landscape is really important.
Yeah. I think you'd love to see what we're doing here. Since we got on land in September, and there was some infrastructure here already, not like which was just raw land. We've got 4 wells on the land already. 2 of them are active, 2 of them are not, that we're going to make active, but they're new wells essentially. And it's try, and I think this is important in the permaculture sense. It's like, how do we create this resiliency in our systems, like having almost redundant systems where if we lose power, we got solar backup. If our batteries are low, we can utilize that power just for the main essential things that we need, like keeping our main refrigeration cool and keeping our well solar on, things like that. Because I think that's key, right? I mean, I know you've had some kind of pretty serious stuff happen in your area, where I know, was it last year or the year before, you had massive fires all around. I remember you videoing us in, and you are literally there with the firefighters, pretty much flames blazing just around the borders of your 3 acres. And but they never touched your property because you brought all that water there, and you captured all that water on the land that created this. I feel like that was what created this buffer. Because you're bringing life back.
Yeah, that's also the key of the permaculture, the resilience. Like using one stuff is always more than one purpose. Like if it is not going to work on this, it should be help or support the other stuff. Like if you're going to lose one thing, you should go the other. Also, it's also for the planting. Like you should always mix, like not a monology. Like so you become a resilience. Like you're using the resilience. Like the key of permaculture. That's the key of life in nature, because always like
Losing your audio a little bit.
I think it's
no, this is the wind I think you have.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe the wind is dropping.
Because you cannot guess what's going to happen in future as a natural way, like it can be everything, the storms and stuff. You cannot guess that, so you have to be resilient.
Yeah, I think that's really important. And I know we've had you for 45 minutes, and you probably got to get back to closing up some stuff for the end of the day there, but and we're just
Time
getting our
to
day
feed.
started. Yeah, exactly. We're gonna get on. We got a lot of people coming next week. We got a big
bear here waiting for it.
Aw.
So that looks like ours barking in the
Yeah,
background.
just the cat is upstairs.
Kind of looks like our dog and cat.
Can you give us a last little tour, 2-minute tour of the inside there, just showing the domes a little bit, just because a lot of people haven't.
Yeah, why
Why
not? This is the okay. We are in the, by the way, in the 7-meter. It's not a dome. It's 7-meter diameter. The living room, let's say. In somewhere you were outside. One day the Paul called me and said, "You need to find a big tree for a column, like as a column." I just go there where I bought them. Paul bought them. And then I asked them, like, we need a tree like 50, 60 centimeter diameter. And they were laughing at me like, how come? Like, it's impossible. But we were lucky to find that tree, fallen tree, to put it here in the middle. So here's the Atlas, the tree, the Atlas. Atlas, the tree, is carrying our terrace here upstairs. So we have a 7-meter diameter terrace upstairs. Let me open my fence slightly. So this is our kitchen. What we did, actually, we need to have the old opening needs a buttress. So we use the buttress right side as like a kitchen counter here. It just like a follow the kitchen counter and it turns. And then nothing is really like the corners. Everything we made is really
Natural.
Yeah. See, I have a dishwasher.
Look at you.
And a fridge.
And then we just separated a small area for the bathroom. This is our bathroom. Like this is another small dome, actually. Like am I saying right, Paul? This is a small dome
like
also.
Kind of like a dome,
showing.
basically.
Yeah.
Curve.
For the shower.
Like a little egg.
Yeah.
Nice.
This is see, I built all this.
Yeah, Cengiz can turn into a carpenter.
There's no masters carpenters here to come in. So this is our now music dome. We call it in the beginning chill dome. And now it become like a music dome. I have everything here. All my piano came and my guitars. Chili is sleeping here. You know him, huh? You know her.
We know Chili.
Yeah, we have round windows. This windows is actually the seeing the garden. See how it is green now.
Yeah, all them olive trees.
Yeah. And then we have like a kind of 3-floor, the bedroom dome, but is the first basement is the root cellar. Here is like a little bit. Here we have a stairs to go upstairs. So this is around 9-meter dome, like a 9-meter height dome. If you count the basement too, like
right.
Yeah.
That's
actually all. Yeah, I can go outside, but not go downstairs to show you. It's no internet connection.
Yeah, maybe just finish off with a little outside view of the structure, Cengiz.
See, this is our new docks. So here we go.
Beautiful.
Aw. Change the color again. You've gone back to white.
Yeah. It's now broken white again.
Because you went brown
So
for a
this
little
is my
while.
solar panels there saying we did a mud cop. How you say the cop pizza oven,
Oven. I love that cob oven, Cengiz. It's so beautiful.
and then actually is the carrier is this still the superadopt technique you can see,
Mhm. Oh, nice.
and then it's all the cop is coming from our garden.
Nice.
Let me see.
We're
what you
doing
can
one
see.
in
Yeah.
June. We're doing a family week, and we're having families come in to make a cob oven together.
Oh,
But I
nice.
want it to
Yeah,
look
it's
like
not hard
yours.
to do.
And is that the picture? Is that
And then-
the new one in the background, Cengiz? Is that the new house in the background?
Oh
The
yeah,
one
you can see that. Let me see.
you can just see a little bit back there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's up in there.
Right,
And
that's
then
where
look my
that's where,
broadleaves.
that's where the school bus was,
Yeah.
right? That bus.
Yeah.
Is it? Do
No,
you have?
there's no bus.
No bus now.
Can people come and stay there, Cengiz? Like, are you doing like rentals? Is that because that's a good income when you're off
When
grid?
we finish, yeah, it's gonna be kind of guest house. Right.
Okay.
Right now, people are staying mostly in tents, and then in winter only two, like a one couple. I have room upstairs, the bedroom, like a
Mhm.
3 people, let's say maximum I can have in my house. But the new house when it finish, and then see, this is my new platform, Paul.
Yeah, I love that. They built it in the trees, man. That's beautiful.
And then
So nice.
yeah, around the trees we did. So it's always shady now.
That's so good.
And then
It's
now
really
I
good.
have here the small greenhouse, and then behind that the big greenhouse, like a 15 to 5.5 meter.
Nice.
Sorry, it's meter here.
It's all right.
International.
We'll let people Google it.
Thank you for
How
the tour.
come you should know the meter? Anyway.
I know it. They
But-
don't.
In here was big forest all around me. You cannot see even the mountains
Uh-huh.
because of the trees, but everything is burned around. But
Mm.
it's getting greener. It's getting greener slowly. And then this is the behind, actually behind under the solar panels is our pond, where the Lucky Supreme is goes
Oh,
to the pond. It gets filled, and from pond it goes to all the garden with the pipes, dripping
oh,
systems.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, and then we did this ferro cement technique. See also you can see this is for the
Yeah,
where
I
I
love
put the
Finish them ones up, Cengiz. That was
woods for winter. Yeah.
good. Yeah.
And then, see, it is a little bit crooked because I did it alone.
Well, I think that's the thing about the natural building. Sometimes, really, it's organic, and you can work it. You can get better as you go along, and you can see how over time we progress. So we just definitely want to have you come out, Cengiz, and learn the hempcrete yourself, so you can take that back to Turkey and share that knowledge as well. And anybody who's watching, if you're interested to learn how to work with Super Adobe, EarthBag, or obviously with Hempcrete, which is what we're really educating around, then Imani will share information about the
Oh, it's
workshop
up
we
there.
have coming up.
Just go and check us out at havenearthtradeschool.net, and you'll see the link for that. And Cengiz, hopefully people will follow you and come out in that part of the world for any upcoming workshops you have, or just to check out that amazing little piece of heaven that you have there. But thanks for the tour. I'm so glad that you and
No.
River have this amazing connection, and we've been able to stay in touch because we really look at you as our little sister site on the other side of the world. And that Haven Earth, ideas you're just inspiration to, show that it's possible in different parts. So that's really amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Love you
haven't
so
heard,
much.
by the way. It started here, established here, just there.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. This was it. That was the birthplace of so much,
Yeah.
And I think it's a testament to just doing it, and that's a message I think to people is like, there is no perfect way, and there is never going to be a perfect situation to do this. You just got to take it on. You just got to follow your dreams, and you just got to trust yourself enough to make them steps towards, you know, the life that you really want, because, you know, Cengiz is a real a testament to that. And I think we are too, is like, you can have a career in the world of man and commerce and all of that, and then you can still transform that. You can take that knowledge, because that knowledge is always relevant. All the knowledge Cengiz got through automation and everything is all relevant to what he's doing now. And just like all of my experience in architecture is really relevant to what we're doing now. So wherever you are on your own journey, we just hope you'll find the courage to take it on, take the first step, and love to see you out here in May and come and do our Hemp Builder training. We're doing 1-week trainings, and then we also have an apprenticeship course. So get in touch with us, havenearthtradeschool.net. Thanks for joining us today. We love you, Cengiz.
Thanks, Cengiz.
I love you too, guys.
All right. See you soon, brother.